In the late 1960s, the San Francisco Bay Area became the stage for one of the most chilling, unsolved mysteries in American history. It wasn't a shadowy figure lurking in the dark alleys or a fleeting rumor passed around the neighborhoods. No, this was something far more terrifying. This was the Zodiac Killer, a name that would strike fear into the hearts of Californians and leave investigators chasing shadows for decades. The Zodiac's reign of terror began on a quiet, cool night in December 1968 on Lake Herman Road. Two teenagers, Betty Lou Jensen and David Faraday, had parked their car in a remote area for a quiet date. What followed would haunt the community forever. A mysterious figure approached their vehicle. No one knows what words were exchanged, but moments later, gunfire echoed through the still night. Betty Lou was found dead, shot multiple times as she fled, and David was lying near the car, executed at close range. It could have been written off as a tragic, isolated crime, but then came the letters. 7 months later, on July 4th, 1969, another young couple, Darlene Farron and Mike Mageau, were parked in a secluded spot in Vallejo. A car pulled up beside them. The driver got out and walked over, shining a flashlight into their eyes before opening fire. Mike survived, though badly wounded, but Darlene wasn't so lucky. This time, the killer wasn't content with just leaving behind bodies. He craved attention. He wanted fear. A month after Darlene's murder, newspapers in the Bay Area received a chilling letter. The writer, who called himself Zodiac, confessed to the murders in excruciating detail. Details that only the killer could have known. He enclosed ciphers, puzzles he claimed would reveal his identity if solved. The first cipher, cracked by a local teacher and his wife, didn't expose his name, but instead offered a disturbing insight into his mind. He killed for the thrill of it, describing murder as the most thrilling experience one could have. As if that weren't enough, the Zodiac demanded that his letters be printed on the front page of the newspapers. If not, he threatened to go on a killing spree. The public was terrified. This wasn't just a murderer. This was someone who fed off the fear of an entire community. His next attack came in broad daylight. On September 27, 1969, Brian Hartnell and Cecilia Shepard were relaxing by Lake Berryessa when a man approached them wearing an executioner-style hood and a bib with the Zodiac symbol, a circle with a cross through it. He tied them up and stabbed them repeatedly. Brian survived, but Cecilia succumbed to her wounds. Before leaving the scene, the Zodiac left his mark. On Brian's car door, he scrawled the dates of his previous murders and added the current one, along with the chilling symbol. Just 2 weeks later, the Zodiac struck again. On October 11th, 1969, cab driver Paul Stein was shot in the head in San Francisco. This time, there was a major breakthrough: witnesses. Several people saw the killer leaving the scene, and even a police patrol car encountered someone matching the description shortly after. But due to a miscommunication, officers didn't apprehend him. He slipped through their fingers once again. The Zodiac taunted authorities relentlessly. Over the years, he sent dozens of letters, some boasting about murders that were never confirmed to be his. He threatened school buses, claiming he'd shoot out the tires and pick off the kiddies. He even sent a piece of Paul Stein's bloody shirt as proof of his crime. The man was not just a killer, he was a master manipulator, controlling the narrative, stoking fear, and ensuring he remained a constant presence in the public's mind. Despite the massive investigation that followed, the Zodiac's identity remains a mystery. Suspects came and went. One man, Arthur Lee Allen, stood out due to circumstantial evidence, but nothing concrete tied him to the murders. Others theorized that the Zodiac could be multiple people, or that he might have died before being caught. What made the Zodiac truly terrifying wasn't just the murders, it was the unknown. He could be anyone. The friendly neighbor next door, the quiet man sitting at the diner, or the stranger who smiles at you on the street. His cryptic letters, bizarre symbols, and unrelenting taunts have kept his legend alive for decades. Even now, the Zodiac Killer's shadow looms over true crime enthusiasts and investigators alike. Amateur sleuths continue to pore over his ciphers, searching for the one piece of evidence that could finally unmask him. But perhaps the Zodiac himself said it best in one of his letters: "I am waiting for a good movie about me. Who will play me?" The Zodiac didn't just want to kill, He wanted to become immortal, and in a way he succeeded.